All right, everyone. Thank you for everybody joining us via webinar. If you're going to rewatch this later on, we just want to make sure you have everything you need. Feel free to reach out to us anytime if you ever want to be a part of this event or join us on our mission. But we are Master Wealth Builders LLC. We're here today to, as we always do, we're bringing you content monthly to be able to provide resource key leaders in this area in our country that can help us along our business journeys. One of the things that inspired us to start doing these webinars and doing our in-person events is that we realized there is no blueprint out there to starting a business journey. You can have mentors, you can have people that can help you set it up, you can help people that mentor you in the way that you want to go. But a lot of the times, business owners don't know the logistical ways of how to set up their business properly, what tools and resources they need to have in place so they can be eligible for funding, whether that be grant, loans, contract opportunities, doing business with government, whatever your path is. We want to make sure that we have a community of resource providers within all of our organizations that can provide help to all. One of the missions here basically is very simple. We're here to help whether you're an individual, business, so on and so forth, with all of your holistic, all around needs. We're just here to consult with you. We're here to guide you in all of our levels and expertise, even though I do have over 20 years of experience just by myself in working in, for me, it's the financial industry and real estate financing industries. But with all of our combined experience, we're able to help in multiple ways. So it doesn't matter what type of work you're doing. It doesn't matter whether you're in cybersecurity, you're doing tech work, you're in healthcare, legal, whatever it is. We just want to make sure whatever you're doing, you have the help you need. And even if you're not so ready just to start your business or entrepreneurship journey, we also help people with while they're still working. If there's ways to help and increase your financial standing. So that way, if you do go into another phase of your life, you retire from your primary job or occupation, we do have a pathway to helping people transition. Another part of transitioning is that we also help veteran services. We are a veteran-owned organization, so we also are very connected to resource providers, working nationally within our state, city, and local levels that can provide help and assistance directly for helping veterans and those that are still in active duty transitioning to being able to have a civilian life. So at the end of the day, no matter what you need here, we are a one-stop shop resource. The journey is not just a couple days or a couple months or a couple years. It could be a lifelong journey. So we want to make sure we're helping you, providing you the service and the people that are here to be able to help you in any stage of your life or business or entrepreneurship journey. With all of the resources that we have with just our resource partners, some of our resource partners are here today. We're going to introduce you to all of our resource partners that are present. We do have a few of our resource partners that are going to be pretty much our introductory and primary speakers that will be able to talk about what they have to offer in their area of expertise and educating you in something that you can learn from and apply to your daily lives. These are just a few of our resources, just with the partners that we have in regards to business resources. But like I said, we help area people in all areas of facets of life. Coming up for 2026, we're going to have a lot of focus classes and individual trainings. We have partnering attorneys that I believe that are on a call right now, where we help with estate, trust, and will planning. So that's a big deal. Even if you have it in place already, there are going to be a lot of changes upcoming for 2026 with the tax laws regarding that. So those are going to be areas we're going to have key speakers come speak on that so that you're educated. And if you haven't started your trust, will, and estate planning journey, we do have people that can help. But we always tell people, always review your plans, keep updating them, just like you review your financial statements or your taxes every year. You want to always be having the conversation of, what do I need to do? How do I change things? And having experts that can guide you. And one of the big things that is here, we do specialize and have options for business succession planning as well. It's not just about your personal finances and passing down things to your children or whoever that beneficiary is to you. We want to make sure whatever you do start, that if anything were to happen to you, whether you stay alive, fall sick, or you do want to keep your business running, but you want your family to get the proceeds or the benefit or has some type of generational wealth coming, we do educate on those matters as well. So before I get started in introducing the resource partners, I would like my partner, TK Pryor, is on the line. I would like him to introduce himself and talk about why he's in this business. He's had experiences in his life, even me. That's why we're here. That's our why, is that I've been a serial entrepreneur most of my life. I've been in workforce. I've owned multiple businesses. I had ups, I had downs. So I want to do this because I don't want people to have to go through 2 to 3 decades of learning and figuring it out, but to have somebody that can help you through your first year or 2 years of your journey. TK, on the other hand, has been the recipient. He's also former military, and he has a lot of wealth of experience to be able to offer people in some of the things they want to do. Go ahead, TK, and take it away.
Yes, thank you, Shante. My name is TK Pryor. I've been in IT for 20 plus years. I'm also 11 years active duty, and then I spent 7 years as a contractor serving overseas in Kuwait. And yeah, as Shante said, my why is basically my mom passed away. She left me a trust, and she funded that trust with an annuity. So I get $5,000 a month tax free. And that's something that most people in my ethnicity choose not to do or don't know that they can do it. So my why was to try to help people to set up the same paperwork because it's nothing but paperwork that you sign to do this. And I feel like every time I actually get someone to learn that process, I'm honoring my mother because that's what she did for me. And I know it changed the trajectory of my life. And it made a real difference in my life. So if you care about making a difference in someone else's life and you want to set up the same thing, we can help you do that. And that's my passion. Um, that's why I lead with education. That's why we do these webinars. We really just try to get information out to people who are willing to implement. These are tools and strategies of the ultra rich. This is what separates the haves from the have-nots. It's where you save. It's where you place your uh, focus, your energy. So we try to introduce you to simple things like compound interest instead of simple interest. Simple interest is what you get at the savings account. Compound interest is a penny doubled every day. So, literally that could pay for someone's whole life. If you did it uh, during your working years, if you did it over the course of your entire life, if you did it like when your child was first born, it empowers you. It gives you the strength to use that as, you know, money to pay for your future, you know. So these are the things that we present to you. Today is strictly about business and business empowerment, but everything ties together as a total strategy. One of the things I want to do, Shante, if you can enable the chat, because I can only talk to panelists. So can you enable the chat so that we can speak to everybody?
Yeah, I've been trying to fix that problem. I haven't been able to resolve it. I did allow and enable the chat to work about maybe 15 minutes ago, but if it's still not working, I'll continue to work on fixing that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so I welcome all you guys here. We do this every single month. We really just present you with keen strategies, and then we invite people within the industry that are subject matter experts so that you can hear it from someone else and learn, implement, really just put yourself on a different trajectory. Because think about it, everything you do in your life is the sum of your choices. So if you make better choices when it comes to economics and you start using better tools, you're going to get better results. So thank you, Shantae. Take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, TK. We appreciate you. All right. So first and foremost, some of our partners couldn't be here today, but an example of one of our great partners, we've been working with Thomas for a couple of years.
Mm.
We do understand during the entrepreneurship journey, it's not the same as going to the job and getting that big, beautiful benefits package that they sometimes entice you with having employee retention and being able to get those benefits and the benefits of having a job where you get great health care, you get insurance, you get retirement packages. So we actually offer those services through our organization. Thomas Andrews is our partner and he is our representative with US Health Advisors. Now, Me and TK ourselves are licensed health insurance professionals, but we tend to focus on consulting. So we just make sure that we have a strong team of people where it's a one-stop shop resource. So if you're whether you're an employer or you're a entrepreneur, single person just doing 1099s or contracting with other organizations, you still need to have the same health benefits or better than what you would get as an employer. So there are employer affordable options with US Health Advisors. So if you ever need to reach out in that matter, you can, this is his contact information. He will be joining us at future meetings, but this is the information you can reach him at. Feel free to reach him out. The point of this is that we want to introduce you to people that could be a resource and some help. He has over 20 years of experience. He has his own teams. He's located out of here in McLean, Virginia, but they're licensed in all 50 states. So we do have people joining us from other places. We can service people everywhere. All right. So
I
that
will
is,
say, as a
Mhm.
caveat, Shantae, his information and all of our strategic partners are on our website. So if you scroll down to the bottom of our website and you see strategic partners, you'll see his face, and you click on the visit website, it takes you straight to his website. So how it works is we have strategic partners, they're integrated into our company, and they actually have already signed an agreement with us. So it's a pass through. So if you don't know that you can self-direct your benefits, you can get benefits outside of a job. Thomas is one of those people that can help you, and you can go straight to our website, click on his face, and it takes you straight to him.
All right. Thank you very much for that. NTK, are you still able to put things in the chat at the moment? If you could work the chat, if you could put that information in there, that would be great. Another one of our global leaders is he will be joining us shortly. Dr. Bruno Mazzali helps in many different areas. He has a Kingdom marketing company. So one thing I do express to business owners, employees, employers, knowing how to market and reach the right audiences are very important. He also represents multiple companies and organizations. So this is another good opportunity. If you want to reach him, this is his website, but he's also located on our website as well. But you'll be hearing from Dr. Mazzali later, and he actually does work with health initiatives, holistic health options. So there's a lot of different ways that he can help with anything you need to do. Amon is one of our wonderful partners. PNC Bank was one of my first employers. I got my start in finance 20, almost 25 years ago, come this February. So it's been a long ride, but I still partner with the other companies, even my old employers, because they provide resources to business community that can help. I'm very big on encouraging people to develop their relationships with their banking institutions. You never know the ways that banks can help. They're more than just a business banking account. They have so many different services of how they can aid and help you with services. Even if you have other preferred banks, we do partner with over several different banks, including Navy Federal, Harbor Bank of Maryland. I used to be employed with TD Bank, so I still work with them. I used to be a small business relationship manager for many years. That's why I have a lot of experience in prepping people to be able to be ready to obtain business funding or to have the right paperwork in order to get grants. But these are the people you can reach out to. You can give him a call, even though he's local in this area. If you have a PNC Bank in Florida or your local area where you're currently tuning in from, they can connect you to the person that you need to talk to. Dr. Chichi Nawaji, she wasn't able to make it today, but she's been with us for quite a while. She's the author of a book called Dream Big, Clear Steps and Tools for Success. I do advise people to definitely go visit and get this book. I look at it as a blueprint. If you are just starting your business journey, even though you're going to do the business plan, maybe a capability statement, having a book that lets you write down your thoughts while you're writing down what are your dreams, what are your goals, what are your visions, having the business mindset, that's very important. This is the book that I use as a tool. So when I do teach my classes and I'm working with people individually, I do recommend definitely get this book and to study it and to use it as a tool guide. Melissa Alvarado, she wasn't able to make it today, but she is part of my direct team at Buckingham Mortgage. She is a great educator in helping people in all facets at Buckingham Mortgage. We have access for wholesale lenders. We have access to anything you could think of for real estate investors, first-time home buyers. Another big thing that we're pushing is educating veterans and active duty how they use their BA. A lot of times people don't know that they can use their BA more than once. So we're just making sure we're educating people in all areas of real estate financing. We do have classes. Melissa teaches classes on first-time homebuyer seminars, down payment assistant programs. There's down payment assistant programs almost located everywhere, whether you're city, county, state. And then there's also lenders that provide their own down payment assistance programs. So understanding how that works, down payment assistance is offered even if you were already been a first-time home buyer more than once. So you need to learn about the timeframes when you're back eligible for that if you're relocating and buying property in another area. And one of our key things we focus on is investor loans. We have a great area of expertise in debt service ratio loans, after renovation value lines of credit. So sometimes people can't go and just buy their favorite house or turnkey property. They are offering lines of credit right after purchase to be able to get a line of credit after your renovation value. But that's just something you'll hear about. You can go back to some of our older webinars. We did just have a class just on that back in June. So we will be doing more of those going forward. Now, Carmen Booker is here today. So, Carmen, you can take yourself off mute. And I want you to be the first person to kind of talk and introduce your services and give some key areas that could help the people that are on this call today.
Okay, I'm Carmen Booker, and I'm an attorney and a business and nonprofit consultant. And I have a business consulting firm called CompuPerfect Professional Services. And what I do is I establish corporations, LLCs, and nonprofit organizations. We help nonprofits secure their federal and state tax exemption status and get funding. Also help with board development and fundraising development. And I write various contracts and protect your brand through trademark registration. And I also provide estate planning services. And it's so very important for everybody to have an estate plan because you really shore up the assets that you have going to the people that you love. And the importance of estate planning is that a lot of people don't want to think about death, but death is something people really don't want to think about, but everyone has to face. And a lot of people don't prepare for their finality. Unfortunately, a lot of people are misinformed regarding what becomes of their estate at life's completion. And this can cause anxiety due to stress, family disputes, and a lot of legal battles. Over 70% of Americans completed their lives without any form of an estate plan. And millions of people have died due to COVID-19, hypertension, and diabetes. So it is essential to have an estate plan in place. It is essential to have an estate plan in place. And what I do is I focus on how to avoid probate, protect your assets through living trust. And an estate plan is more than just having a living trust. You have to have a power of attorney and advanced healthcare directive. TEP is an all-inclusive package that I offer. So an estate plan is really designed to help you to achieve three major goals: to transfer your estate to the loved ones of your choice upon your demise without the expense and delay of probate. Probate is a court proceeding to validate a will, and it can be very costly and very long. I know someone who's still in the probate process, and it's been 3 years. But you can avoid all of that with a living trust. Another major goal of estate plan is to protect you from a guardianship if you become disabled, and ensure that your healthcare desires are achieved if you become physically or mentally challenged. So I would definitely like to talk with everyone about establishing an estate plan, so you can reach out to me by calling me at 240-273-2584. You can definitely go to my website, which is CompuPerfect.net. That's CompuPerfect.net. And I have written a book called The Estate Planning Kit, which specifically is designed to educate people about the importance of having an estate plan, how to protect your family, protect your assets, and save on legal fees and avoid probate using trust. So please reach out to me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Carmen. I really love and appreciate you and enjoy having you as a partner and working with us on a regular basis. Carmen and I are going to be in 2026 doing a lot of classes focused on that. That is very important. What she just said, I used to deal with tons of probate cases and banking all the time. and had to deal with distraught clients that were trying to gain access to funding and finances for, to help with the transitioning in that process. But they were unable to. They had to go through those processes. And a lot of times during those processes, it could take years. In some states, maybe they never even get anything. So it's very important what she does. I definitely would encourage everybody to reach out to her. If you already have one in place, that's great, but it doesn't hurt to get a second look and review to make sure everything's in place. I do know for 2026, there's a lot of changes. So if you need to edit, update, or change or have it reviewed, please contact Carmen. All right. Now, Jennifer, I don't think she's on the call right now. Jennifer is our other partner. She's also with the Buckingham team, but she also is a long-term real estate broker. She does help people with the commercial space as well. So if there are business owners that are currently operating or need to find operating space, she can help on both sides of what we do to make sure that you have the consulting you need to strategize, what can help better. Sometimes people don't know the benefits of leasing versus owning your own commercial real estate. So we have a lot of experts on our team that would be able to assist you. So if you need to reach out to her for those services, she will be joining us on future calls, but a lot of people are traveling now for the holidays. But I did just speak to her, so just reach out to her. Give her a call if you have questions or in the market. Even if you're not getting commercial space, she does still have residential on her team, but she is the expert in guiding you with the strategic planning of what's better to do, whether it's the lease option or the purchase office of your commercial real estate. All right, so what we're going to start today is we have three key speakers today. So Johnny Jones is our partner over at Legal Shield, and he has a lot of information that can really help business owners. I think a lot of people do associate. I've been myself working with Legal Shield for over 20 years. Even though I'm a financial consultant and a loan officer, I have found over the years that as a business owner, you need to have these things in place. If anything happens, you don't want to get caught in the expense. Nothing wrong with having an attorney, but all businesses cannot afford to have an in-house attorney or somebody they can budget to pay $20,000 to $30,000 a year. So there are a lot of options that are provided through Legal Shield for business owners. And I'm going to let Johnny Jones take it away and be able to explain to us what he does. Johnny, are you there?
I'm muted, so I'm talking, but nobody heard me. Again,
Okay.
my name is Johnny Jones, and I don't have to be brilliant to do what I do, apparently, because I'm looking at the button but not hitting the button. But the thing is, most people need three key things as a business owner. You need financial capital. You need to have the proper capital. You got to work with somebody to make sure you have it. You also need taxes. You need to make sure you have a tax professional that are making sure that you maximize everything within your business. And you need legal consultation within your business. My company provides the third thing. We can give you the ability to work with an attorney in every area of your business, whether you're in concept stage, whether you've been open for just a day, or you've been open for 20 years. We can work with everybody. We're very consultative in what we do. We sit down and we talk to a business to find out what you do, what you need, and what makes the most sense for you. And so attorneys are good, and we never actually try to replace an attorney. If somebody's working with an attorney, we don't want to replace that. We just want to fill in the gaps that you have. So when I talk to business owners a lot, and they're telling me they're working with an attorney, they're not using their attorney for everything. They say, well, because I'm paying X amount of dollars per hour, I only use them for this. So we step in and fill in the gaps for the things that attorneys would do for them that they're not using. So we're never going to replace your attorney. What we're going to do is fill in the gap to make sure that you're still using legal consultation and advice for everything. Most of the time, when people have a business, they're not understanding the decisions that they make that are legal actions. So every single thing you do, from hiring to firing to disciplining them, if you're marketing something, how you're using advertising and everything, it's all could be legal situations in which the advice of an attorney would help you make better decisions. And that's all we want to help you to do, is to make better decisions. Because the truth of the matter is, most businesses don't make it 3 to 5 years because they have improper capital and because they don't have the proper legal advice, because they haven't done something to make sure everything is legal, so that if they end up in a lawsuit, something that could be avoidable, they actually have not done everything they're supposed to do to make sure they're protected from that. So we actually can help them with all aspects of business. We have business products for a traditional business. We even have one for people who build their business from home, like I do. And so we have plans for that. I've been doing this for 17 years now. It'll be 17 in March. So 17 years. I love what I do because I love the satisfaction of being able to talk to my clients and to be able to help them to do things that they need to do. And what I love about this resource, Karma Booker is on here as an attorney. And I love it because she does some things that I don't do. And so I love being able to know that I have a network of people. So I don't have to say, I can't help you. I can say, I can help you. Call this number, reach out to this person. And it's amazing when you have a network of people versus just one person, how that can really help you make the best decisions possible. So I love this. I appreciate TK and Shante for putting this on. You guys don't understand how valuable it is, but because I've been working with business owners for 17 years, I've seen the struggles they've gone through, and I've seen some of the things they do that's preventable that you just didn't know. Because you're only going to be held by what you know. Your ceiling is going to be what it is. But when you like to expand your ceiling so you know more, so you have better results, so everything you hear tonight and everything you're going to hear in the future from this is going to help your business to propel to do better and better and better. With that, I'm going to give it back to you, Ms. Dennis. And now you're bitter. You're doing the same thing I did. And you're still muted.
Yes,
you
you're
go.
right. I just did what you did. Thank you so much, Johnny. Thank you for all of your help. Thank you for providing that valuable information. For me, I stay my lane, but Johnny is very knowledgeable. Like he said, he's been doing it for many, many years. And as me, as a business owner and a professional for as long as I've been, I 100% or get behind everything that he just said. I deal with people's finances, the business budgets, and legal expenses can kill a business if you don't have your things set up properly. If you engage in a lawsuit, there's so many different things. That's why we added insurance and legal services to the scope of work that we do over the years to make sure people have the coverages so they don't go bankrupt over those things. So Johnny's information is here. If you have any questions or you want to learn more about it, please feel free to reach out. Our next key speaker tonight, we have Andrew Kuby. He is the president of U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. I love Andrew. I appreciate him so much. We both come from similar backgrounds, but he's a little bit older than me, so he has more than 25 years experience. He's been doing this since I was in school. But he is such a great thinker, strategizer, and he meets people where they're at. And what I really appreciate him is taking his time. He is a national organization. He probably just came back from Dallas. He's going all over the country. And he's helping not just small businesses, it could be a multi-billion dollar corporation, but he's here with us tonight, whether you're just starting your journey or started your journey, to be able to give insight on the different programs, whether it be through SBA, banking. He has access to over 40 banks around the country and different type of programs. He wouldn't be able to give all his knowledge all in one session because we'd probably be here to next year, but he's at least going to share with us some key insights that could be helpful. And here you have direct access to be able to see what he does. So Andrew, you go ahead and take it away and help us business owners here.
Wonderful, Shante. Thank you such for the warm introduction. Just to let everybody know, I've been in lending since 1996. The name of my company, it's called U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. And what we do is kind of like our name says, we help clients throughout the United States with all their commercial and business lending needs. And so on one side of our business, we're working with commercial investors that are developing land and building something or buying a property that's there to rent out to someone else, whether that's a person where they live, whether it's residential or commercial. And so what we do is we use all of our relationships that we've been able to establish over the many years to help our clients find the cheapest money, the lowest down payments, the lowest interest rates, the lowest cost, and the best terms. And if you take wherever you are located, I have I get I speak to about 50 new people every month from all over the country. And so, just to give you an idea, like in the DMV market, where I am from, I have relationships with about 40 to 50 different banks where I have a direct relationship, and sometimes a friendship with the vice president of that commercial loan department. So for bankable deals and bankable clients, I have access to the best lending, the best rates for that. Now, we also on the commercial side have, you run into situations where you have non-bankable clients and non-bankable lenders or non-bankable properties. And that means you might have a client that, you know, hasn't done his tax returns in a couple of years, but still wants to invest in commercial real estate. And there's programs out there for that client as well, where the lender is looking more at the cash flow of that property and more at that than they are on the client's global situation. So we have loans for that where they'll do value add projects. They'll use market rents when there's no leases in place. They'll do no doc and stated income type of commercial loans. What I'm here to talk more about tonight is on the business side. For businesses that are established, we use the banking relationships, and I have 40 or 50, but I have hundreds over depending on where the property is located. I have relationships in other major markets and areas as well with banking, and also credit unions. Credit unions right now, I have one credit union that's offering an amazing deal on commercial real estate where they're offering 5.5%, where most commercial lenders are offering 6.25%, 6.5% on up. So, so there's a lot of bankers that work with business owners that have been in business for a while, but nobody wants to help that business owner that's getting ready to start off or hasn't, has a good idea and has experience, but it's hard to get money for that. And so I do a lot of SBA financing. I have about 30 to 40 SBA relationships. I probably use about 15 of those lenders, and I know who has the cheapest money. And that's what we do. We help our clients, when they start a business, we're helping them making sure that their business plans are tight, their projections are tight, and that loan is going to be approved when we send it out. So we do a lot of work in the beginning to make sure that when you go to the bank or you go to the lender, that it's going to be hard for them to say no based off how we presented it or how our team presented it for you. And so we help businesses start businesses. We help people buy businesses. We help people grow their existing business as well as franchise. And every business, the government through the Small Business Administration, the SBA, has set aside $5 million for every business. It used to be every person. Now it's every business. So if you have business, get 5 million for that business and 5 million for that business. And the beauty of a startup is that you're going to walk away with more money than you started with. So I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody comes to me and they said, "Hey, Andrew, I want to start a business. I need $500,000 and I want to lease this property over here to have my business. I want to work out of my house. And this is what I need money for. This is my plan." In that situation, let's say the client said, "I need, 200 in cash and I need 300 in equipment and vehicles." Well, in that situation, that client would put down 10%, which is 50,000, but they'd walk away with 200 in cash and 300 in equipment and vehicles. And every time they needed more money, that's the way that it would work. Now, the thing that people need to know is it's best to buy real estate when you're starting a business if you can. And the reason, and every market's going to be different. Sometimes real estate's more than $5 million, so that doesn't make sense. But if you're in a market that, you can find commercial real estate for your business, when somebody comes to me and says, "Andrew, I need 500,000, I'm leasing this property over here," that money is based on a 10-year amortization. When somebody comes to me and I say, "I need 500,000 for my business, I want to buy this property for $1 million," now that's based on a 25-year amortization. So when you look at the payments the lease payment, the loan payment versus the mortgage payment, a lot of times it's less if you on a monthly basis, actually, if you own the property. You're building something that you can someday sell. If you own the property, it's a lot easier to sell your business. Not necessarily, but it is easier when, the seller doesn't have to deal with, a landlord that he doesn't know or she doesn't know. So that's just something to keep in mind as you're scaling. And as long as you operate 51% of the property, you can lease out 49% or less. So if I'm a realtor and I want to buy a property for my business, as long as I operate 51% of that property for me and my agents, I can lease out the other 50% to a title company and a loan officer. So that's just, so it's different strategies out there, but know that if you have a vision and you have a goal for your business, there's money out there for you to do it. And that what we do is we help you get to that money. We use all of our resources, not only to help you get the money, but to help you get the cheapest money. And there's so many different, especially with SBA, what happens is the SBA, they back the loan. The bank lends the money. So every bank's going to have a different, set of guidelines above and beyond what SBA does. And some are more aggressive and some are less aggressive. Now, we have a program right now where business owners that are leasing their real estate for their business can potentially buy commercial real estate for no money down and walk away with cash. We have another lender that I just found out about where if you're working out of your house and you've run out of space and you need to buy property and you have a business that's showing a profit, potentially you can buy commercial real estate for your business and walk away with cash, pay off high interest rate business debt, rehab the property that you're buying, and get any type of equipment or vehicles that you need for your business. So that's SBA. There's also a lot of, some people say, Andrew, I just need 100,000. I need 50,000. What's the cheapest way for me to do that? And so I have options for that as well for the people that just don't need that big money. They just need to start off with something small until they get going. And we have options for that as well. So I would say that I've been asked over my career if I can find money for about anything, from yachts to just, the craziest requests. But I definitely will try to help anybody that calls me looking for anything. And we do our very best. We have a team of people that work around me. So customer service is very important to us. And we have enough staff to get to everyone and help everybody that needs us. So that's really everything that I would want to share with you guys tonight. If you know of anybody, if you're looking to start a business, grow a business, buy a business, if you're interested in understanding how to invest in the commercial real estate and let your money work for you, opposed to you working hard for your money, there's different strategies out there, and there's different lenders out there that will best suit your particular situation and your particular needs. So if I can be any assistance to anyone, you have our website, you have my phone number. Don't hesitate to give me a call, shoot me a text, set up an appointment on the website, and we'll be happy to see what we can do to help.
All right. Thank you very much, Andrew, for all of your great knowledge you just dropped on us right there. So everybody, you heard what he said. He has a lot of options. If you need funding and you need to figure it out, he is the person to do it. So please get his information right here. This is his direct phone number, email. Reach out to him so you can schedule an appointment. Also, if you're a current client of Master Wealth Builders and you are currently working with us and we're consulting with you with different things you have going on through our services, he is part of our process. So we definitely will be helping you and putting you in contact. One of the things that we do here, we have other people that do work with credit. So we help you with being in a position if you need to be eligible for certain things when you're going after any type of funding or excuse me, any banking options. We do have services and service providers that are there for that. We can't just introduce all of our partners in one setting because we just have so many good organizations and services we work with. But once again, I do encourage you to go to our website. Andrew is also on our website. So there is a link to go there and go directly to him to reach out to him and go over his list of services. But moving right along, thank you for Andrew for all your help. Our second keynote speaker, she will be joining us shortly. We have Janine Ward from JL Administrative Services. She focuses her purpose of her company is she's a business motivational strategist and business growth mentor, but her area of specifics is nonprofit and for-profit grant writing, which is a big deal. So that is going to be the other topic we're going to talk on. She does help and work with all levels of grants, federal grants. We also have another resource, Angela Terrell of Grace Grants. So if you're an organization or a company, whether you're for-profit or nonprofit, and you're looking at your grant options, you can also go to our website link. It's in the chat. And in our website link, we do have Grace Grants located in our resources drop-down bar. So just want to make sure we are a one-stop shop resource. If you want to talk to people that are here or not here today, there are people that I have not talked about that are on our website and help with a wide array of services. So let's say, for example, you're looking to find out how to use cryptocurrency for your business. We have a provider that just works specifically with that, with being able to fund your business through crypto. Most people don't know about that. We have a person on our website, Mr. Ramos. He has a whole school and education system for people that want to invest in crypto or digital currency. So whatever it is, you're not going to hear from everybody tonight, but we want you to really visit the website, and you have direct access to these people on our website. All right, so moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and go into Master Wealth Builder sessions. What we're going to talk about and what we do, we pretty much have a focus on we're educating people in the self-directing retirement space. So even if had an employer before, you lost a job, you're currently working, but you're trying to transition either to, I don't like to call it even retirement anymore. Most people have other things they're passionate about and want to do. So we're helping people with transitional services. If you are retiring and just want to travel the world and live your best life, that's fine. But we are also showing people how to maximize their retirement savings through using multiple options. We do believe in diversity. So like I came from the full banking and securities background. So when I was in banking, I did specialize in 401k plans. We did pensions, we did IRAs. As an independent contractor, I am a broker. I have multiple licenses. I am a licensed tax professional, mortgage loan officer, and also broker business with insurance and annuities. We are working still with the banks to help you on the on-market side, but the topic of conversation we want to educate people on, and people are very limited on knowledge of what annuities really do. So me and TK, we are partnered. These are our organizations we're directly owners of, and our direct brokers and partnerships that give us access to the top financial firms in the country, where we're able to access the investors, the lenders, so on and so forth. And through our licensing, we're able to provide A-rated, top of the line options for business owners, corporations, and also just employees and individuals as well. The way we operate our service is more holistic. So we are consulting. So our consulting services, because we're really trying to help people, we have initial conversations and consultations that are free of charge. The goal is to find out what is it that you need? How can we help you reach a goal? And from the conversation and a strategy, we can see what would work best for you. It's not a one size fits all. It's customizable. So, when you're creating a plan, whether it's a business, retirement, or a life plan, you need to have, that's why we have all these partners that are here with us today. We need to have resources that can help you and guide you. So ourselves, TK and I both joined in business together a few years back. I have a company called Destiny Financial Solutions LLC, which I established in 2013 in Maryland. I had 4 storefronts. I operated as a tax franchise, but I provided year-round services to be able to help and support small business owners and to provide benefits. So we joined forces with Master Wealth Builders LLC to make that the forefront of our educational processes. We educate people, we do classes, we speak at churches, schools, events, employers, be able to educate people for wherever they need. First Financial Security is our brokerage. They're a national organization. You can look them up online. In the DMV area, we are one of the top 5 fastest growing businesses in the Washington Business Journal under Shirley Liu and Associates. That is my primary brokerage. I got with Dr. Shirley Liu back in about almost 13 years ago. I partnered my resources with her because she had a great initiative to educate women and minorities, which and women with children in the areas of finance. So in years past, usually, it was the husband and the wife, or the husband was the sole provider. But, we want to make sure everybody in every household has equal level of knowledge. So I'm encouraging, if you're married, please work with your spouses. Even if you do your finances separately and have different accounts, still come together and have these important conversations. The other companies we work with, TK and I are partnered with our own real estate investing journey. So we are educating and helping people now with our real estate partnerships. If you're out there and you want to start a real estate business and you're trying to get into investment options, we are also partnered with top real estate professionals that know what they're doing. And then, of course, Buckingham Mortgage is my brokerage where I work through to be able to provide wholesale options and lending options and strategies, still the same thing, to people looking to obtain real estate. So these are all the things we're bringing together within our organization, as well as the services that we're providing through our partners and our people we work with. One of the things that we definitely, while I partnered with First Financial Security back 13 years ago, I used to teach tax school, and I wanted to be able to educate people with accredited curriculum in the areas of financial literacy. So this is called The Real Secrets of Money. I have been using and certified to teach these classes or to provide people that can. So if we're able to come into your local community, I'm already working with my church organizations. We are able to come in and be able to give real life educational courses that can impact and save lives at all levels. So whether you're coming out of high school, we have courses that can help people that are older. I'm a millennial, or anybody in any stage of your life, we're able to provide real life courses and classwork. These are the questions that we ask people when we're having a conversation or a consultation. This is not we're not about products or services or any of that. We want to know, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Because obviously we're connected between everybody you talk to. We know every bank, we know every contract, we have services for days, so we can help with whatever you need. But the goal is to understand, what is it you're trying to do? What are you trying to make better? How do you want to improve what you're already doing? And what are the ways we can walk you through each phase of that? So having a relationship with Master Wealth Builders LLC, or any one of us here on the call, it's not just a one-stop and you're done. We're working with you as long as you're here on this earth and as long as we're alive. And because I have my own business succession plan, and as long as we're in business, you can always come back, and we're helping you through every stage of life. So these are the questions that we're asking people. The goals is that we want to help people make sure they have a good quality life. Health is number one. So even though my line of work is financial, and we're helping people with business services, we are partnered. We have a whole health is your wealth section at the bottom of our website. I implore people that your health is everything. I always tell people, you're one paycheck away from bankruptcy. I don't care how much money you had. I just had a client the other day that said they spent millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars on working with their health situation or going through a health crisis. So we want to make sure, number one, you have access to good health options. So we are partnered with holistic health organizations, one that actually specializes in stem cell technology. Is phenomenal, is awesome. We're going to have health segments going forward in 2026, and we're going to have doctors and professionals speak to us, but that is part of it. Financial stability, that's where we come in. And the goal is to make sure that you're in a place in your life, no matter what decision you make, you have that financial freedom to do the things you want to do, whatever that choice is, and not letting your wallet dictate your decisions. And of course, the most important thing is living your life on purpose. So we were all brought into this world to do something. We were all given a God-given gift that we're supposed to do on this earth. And we want to be able to have the freedom to do that, but still maintain a good quality of life. One of the things we talk about in our classes, this is why we do what we do. These are the real statistics. This is what's happening in the United States of America, at least. Most people, and when we do our classes, we break down by demographic, ethnicity. It's even worse when you get into the ethnicity part. But most people are financially illiterate, or they have financial knowledge, but they don't have the means to do so. So we're teaching and educating no matter where you're at. We don't discriminate. I work with people that are homeless, returning citizens, or just coming to this country. Whatever state you're in, we can help anybody from where you're at and be able to provide you the resources and the tools to get to where you want to be. So one of the most important things we did talk, this whole conversation is revolving around business. Now you just got introduced to a lot of people that have business services, business options that can help you with your business. But what we do in Master Wealth Builders LLC, we kind of focus more on the psychology. I'm the consultant and I'm the doctor. And when you come to speak with one of my team members or our representatives, we're here to assess and evaluate what's happening with you with your own oxygen mask personally. If you're a business owner, what's happening there, what's working, what's not working. And then if you're just looking to connect or to be a partner, to offer your resources and for us to help people together, we're talking and exploring those opportunities as well. So that is our goal here. I don't have to be the person that does it all. That's why I have Carmen. That's why I have Johnny. That's why I have Andrew and plenty much more people working directly on my team and partners in their business that are working with us collectively. So one of the biggest things that we really help people with is options. Like I said, self-directed, learning how to self-direct your health, your insurance benefits, your long-term planning. So what we're going to talk about next is really geared towards people that are people employers, like if you have 10 employees or more, or maybe you plan on having the capability to employ others. One of the big things I do always talk about when I have meetings with people, if you're a single independent business owner, you want to get to the point where you can scale, where you're not working and operating the business. So eventually you want to have employees or people that can work with you to get things off the ground. So that's where people like Andrew come into place, where you can get the funding just to be able to pay and employ others. And by employing other people will give you wider availability to be able to reach more clients, to get more contracts, because now you have a team that can work with you. And then we're going to show you from the tax perspective. That's when I put on a tax hat. We also partner, we have CPA firm partners and tax accounting firm partners that will assist you in the tax strategy of how to save on your employer benefits. And with the big, beautiful bill, even though there's a lot of things I know that are controversial, but there's also a lot of credits and benefits in that bill that could be help and put money back in the employer. So I'm going to let TK talk about this section and just briefly, very briefly go over the employee wealth section and to be able to just explain how the program works. So even if you're not at that stage yet, you can refer this program out to other people or to help others or partner with us to be able to get the word out to help employers so they can employ more people, provide more job opportunity, and also retain good workers. Go ahead, TK, and talk about employee wealth.
Yes, thank you. So the basic way to summarize this is there's 4 different IRS codes that gets applied to each individual paycheck, right? So however many employees that you have, you're going to apply these 4 IRS codes, and what happens is your tax liability goes down. So what the overall result is more of the money you make, you get to keep on 2 different fronts. The company owner gets $700 per employee per year, and the worker or the employee gets $70 per month more on their paycheck. And for the company owner, this ends up being a no out-of-pocket program because it technically is free. What happens is once you implement these 4 different IRS codes onto your individual paycheck, every single employee has to opt in because the 4 IRS codes gets applied to your paycheck as you see here on the screen. And then once those codes get applied to your check, your taxes go down. All of your tax liability goes down. And that equals more money that you get to keep. So as I summarized it, $70 per month for the employee, that's a raise. And then the company owner gets $700 per employee. So the caveat is you have to spend this money on something to improve your company. So what we usually do is we are corporate benefits brokers, which means I can revamp your corporate benefits, but the kickback you just got from the government will pay for that benefits package. So technically, it all becomes free. Do the math. What's 700 times however many employees you have? That's how much money you get to make every single year, or better yet, it's really just keeping the money that you already. So my point is, if you don't do this program and you don't vet it, you're still going to pay taxes. So that's the caveat, because we need the HR manager, or we need the person in charge of making decisions within your company to vet this kickback. Under the big beautiful bill, what happens is every employee gets access to apps that are preventive maintenance type health situations, right? So as long as you're doing the preventive maintenance, which is what you see here, and as long as you apply the 4 different IRS codes to your paycheck, all of your taxes go down, which is what the previous slide just shows. And there's no reason why you should say no to this. If you want a raise, this can help you. The caveat for company owners, here's some of the companies that's already signed up. This is school districts, as you can see, universities, an entire town. The requirement for this program, 10 or more employees that are W-2. And you actually have to have an established HR, because it takes 30 days to implement this program. What happens is the employee well staff will interface with your HR. They're going to apply, right, those 4 IRS codes to every single paycheck, and every single employee has to opt in to getting that raise, because the program costs $40, but the kickback is higher than the cost of the program. So you're going to see, well, it was hard to see on that screen, but there was a line item for the 4 IRS codes, which was credits. And then you see that the cost of the program is $40. So the credits that you're getting back from the government is higher than the cost of the program, which technically makes it free. But this is the reason why every single employee has to opt in to choose to say yes. Because you see, they have to apply these IRS codes. And the best way to summarize it is there's 6,000 pages to the IRS code, but 3,000 of those pages are meant to help you. The question is, do you know what those codes are, right? The 4 codes that's being used here are meant to help you. So I did put it in the chat. It is on our website. It's very electronic, the sign-up process. It takes 30 days because of the opt-in, but we simplify the entire process. If you're interested in learning how your company can save $700 times however many employees you have, and your employees can get a raise of $70 a month, then all you have to do is go to our website, schedule a consultation, which is free. We're going to just talk to the decision makers. And what we're going to do is, once you say yes, we're going to get you in a one-on-one with the employee well people, where you're going to fill out a digital form. It's 14 pages, but it's all online. And that's when you have your HR talk to their HR, right? And then once every employee opts in, boom, you get the kickback. All right? So this is a very simple process that should and will and does help people. The question is, do you want it? Can you qualify to participate in it? And that's what we're here to help you with in terms of putting the information out there. Now, in terms of referrals, we do pay referral fees. So if you know a company owner that can benefit from this cashback, right? Because this is nothing but keeping more of the money that you make. It's redirecting your tax liability and lowering it. So if you know someone, we ask you to introduce us. We'll close the person. We just need the introduction to the HR or the decision maker. And once we get to the closing table, we'll pay you a referral fee. All right?
All
All right,
right.
Chantal.
Thank you so much, TK. Oh, I just wanted to add also to mention the preventative health services that are included in this Employee Well program. So part of the kickback from the credits with providing preventative healthcare services and options to their employees, there is also tax credits associated with that in past legislation and also within the Big Beautiful Bill. So it's not just about tax and credits and money back to the employee. They want to make sure they're crediting to benefit the employee by participating in some of those preventative health services as well. So it's also to help people with their health options, which we have a big health initiative as well. So it's very robust. If you want to learn more, just reach out to us and we'll be able to explain more about it and being able to help the person in front of us. Thank you so much. All right, so that's more for if you're the employer that will either have employees, will have employees. That's definitely something to think about. Me being a tax professional, I'm always about how can you get benefits with using tax discounts, So it saves your company money and it helps you put money in a good place. So that leads me right into saving strategy. Whether you're an employee currently at a company, have your own business, or are the employer, one of the key ways that we're educating people and teaching people on is how to save with an annuity. So saving with an annuity is most people don't know that an annuity is nothing more but a self-directed traditional IRA, or it could come in the form of a Roth IRA if it's used with after-tax dollars. So annuities are a good way to leverage. So say, for example, Andrew talked to us earlier about sometimes for some of the funding or the loans, let's say you're going after that $200,000 loan for your business and you have to put that 10% down and that 10% might be 20, 30, 40, or $50,000, where we're teaching people that if you leave that job and let's say you have a 401k, 457 or TSP plan, and you roll the money over to, there are annuities right now giving between 5 and 21% bonus interest on day one. You can leverage that interest to use it as either maybe the down payment for your new business. So that way it doesn't come out of your pocket and you don't deplete your savings. That's considered redirection strategy. Then you're leveraging that money you're redirecting for the interest to use either as a down payment. The other part of redirection strategy is that you can leverage your retirement for collateralized asset lending. So in loan world, as me being a loan officer, when I worked in small business banking and funding, you could actually use your, let's say you have a retirement saved up with $300,000, but you just need $100,000 line of credit for business operating expenses. We could collateralize that particular resource or asset that you have and not have to go based on the fact you have no credit and use that as our basis on lending to you. We do the same thing in residential and commercial lending. There are no new loans coming out now that we're being introduced to from our lenders that allow you to do collateralized lending with your fixed retirement assets along with your 401ks, as long as they're not, going up and down substantially in the market. So we're teaching people to have a diversified strategy in their retirement plans. So it doesn't just have to be pension, 401k, Social Security. I don't even want to talk about Social Security, but I'm just saying that you should never depend on just that as an option for having long-term savings anyway. And then once we help you create the diversified portfolio, we want to make sure you're in a state, whether it's through your business earnings, real estate earnings, whatever your journey is in your life or investment, that it becomes passive, meaning you don't have to work for it. You're just living and leveraging your interests. If you do have real estate or a business that has cash flow, we want to make sure that you have enough money coming from that you're able to live off of the interest or the profits of whatever investment tool you're using, whether it's a business service, a real estate venture, or another type of investment. And then we also are teaching people through using the trust and having your money protected in different places. Like what Carmen was saying earlier, she says with the trust, she does the business services. There are strategies where you can become your own bank by your family being able to borrow or to, use the funds from an asset or inheritance to work for them without depleting the money and be able to pass on generationally. And the goal is basically to help people become, economically independent. So, you'll get classes from us in the future. I'm not going to go deep into it, but the basics of an annuity for those that don't know, it's nothing but it's a shelter for your money in the form of an IRA. Traditional IRA just means it's the taxes are deferred. In a Roth IRA, meaning you already converted it or you paid the taxes on it, and it could be distributed to you tax free. There are many different types of annuities. This is why I educate people all the time. There's no one size fits all. I've been a broker and in this industry, at least this part of the industry, for at least almost 15 years now. So I am partnered with over 20 top investment and financial firms and insurance companies in the country, where I have studied and done my homework in the way that they operate. And they're not one size fits all. Annuities in certain companies are becoming easier to work with. So it doesn't have to be a thing that you have to wait till you're 70 years old or 60 or retirement age, whatever that is now, because they keep moving it up. They're saying 67. You don't have to wait till then to access your money. There are contracts that are allowing our clients now to be able to use the money in the first 10 years, even if you're not 59 and a half, to be able to access 12% of your growing contract. So there's no fees, there's no penalties to be able to access that money. And we're educating, especially business owners, how to leverage the interest to work for you. So if you have a high performing interest rate, we do know right now there's annuities giving higher interest rates. You can just live off that interest and reinvest it in the next thing. This is just a scope of different products and services that traditionally people usually invest in over time. I've dealt with all of them, being in banking for many years. So you came to the bank, you opened up a CD. When I started in banking, the CD rates that I were offering were between 9 and 11%. I've never seen it ever go back to that ever again. I had a money market at that time with the bank that I used to work with at 10.5%. That doesn't exist anymore. At the best right now, the top rates I'm seeing right now are maybe 4 and 5% if you're lucky. But the people need to understand the taxes associated with investing in those type of vehicles. So usually in those vehicles, even though if you have a 5% rate, it's simple interest, it's an annual percentage yield. So usually whenever you move money or take money out, or you have to get that 1099-B, and you pay the taxes on that interest in that calendar year. But with the fixed annuity options, the taxes are deferred and you only pay taxes on the interest you earn at the time of distribution. And then we have a class on Roth tax conversions. So there's a way to convert money like from your 401k or 57 over time where you can make those funds non-taxable. So these are just an overview. We give classes individually. We wouldn't be able to talk about it all tonight. But the one thing that we're educating people on, there is a new annuity that started back on June the 4th, where in that annuity, it's now actually the interest rates are between 5 and 21%, depending on the plan or the type of customizable one you create, because it's an investment strategy. But it doesn't take losses in the market. It protects the principal balance. There's no fees for rolling over. There's no fees to participate in certain programs. That's why I educate people on if you're an aggressive investor, there's a route for you. If you're non-aggressive, there are fixed strategies that have no fees and no charges. So you can be able to get good plans that provide you good money. Then there's income based annuities. If you're solving to have a certain amount of money in your long term, now when you do retire, you do want to make sure at the rate of inflation or higher that you can afford to live if you live to the age of beyond 90 years old. And pension and 401k world, we only did estimates and set between 65 and 90 your payments over time. So when the money runs out, most people were just depending in the old world on Social Security or their pensions, which pensions are only offered in less than 13% employers in this country. So it's very hard they barely don't even exist anymore. But with these annuities, with the income part of the annuity strategy, you can pretty much like create your own pension, which is called a lifetime income benefit rider, which comes with ADLs, meaning you can add additional benefits. Like if you get sick within those years of getting your money, say your income is $5,000 a month. Well, in those months that you're going through an illness that meets the requirements of the wellness rider, the money is doubled for up to 5 years. So there's so many more options and educations that people just need to know how annuities work. And all annuities aren't created equal. That's why you need to talk to your trusted financial advisor. I even talk to people every day. It's like, even though I'm doing the classes, I'm not saying you have to do business with our organizations or the companies we work with, but we're educating you so that way when you do make decisions in these type of things, we want to make sure that you're educated. And you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. You still have to have a diversified portfolio. I would never encourage anybody to put 100% of their assets, and they won't even allow it because legally speaking, our fiduciary duty is to make sure everybody's investment is not in all one place. But the good news is if you choose to use this strategy as part of your savings, if you're in crypto, that's great. Just make sure you're educated, you know what you're doing. If you're in the stock world, make sure you're on top of things. You're educating yourself on how to trade on the market. But the goal is that making sure you have the information on doing it. The new annuity that we've been talking about since June 4th is called an asset shield. It's for the purposes of wealth accumulation. So right now, the rates have actually gone down so many times. I haven't even updated my slide. But with the changes with the Federal Reserve, it's kind of growing down a little bit as long as you move the funds before the rates drop again. It would be fixed for the first year at right now 21% if you do what's called an enhanced bonus liquidity rider. What that means is that you're just, you're participating in the market, but you're not actively in the market. And they're enhancing the participation rate. So example, if the NASDAQ or BlackRock or whatever your investment trade line is, that you're diversifying your investments go to like 30%, you might get credited 20% for the whole year. But when the market goes down, you don't take losses. And the investment companies and the banks and the insurance companies are paying fees to participate and they're making money with you in between the spread. So that's how they're able to do these high rates because usually people be like, oh, this is not believable. Who would give 21% in this market? But the reason they're able to do it is because they're participating in the ups of the market. So when the market is up, you're never taking a loss. The minimum amount to participate is 5,000. It changes over time depending on how old you are. But if you were a multimillionaire and you have affluency, you can divide it up into multiple different types. It doesn't just have to be one. And you don't have to be a millionaire to diversify your strategy. You just need to be able to roll over or to save at least a minimum 5,000. Now, I have partnered with a company because I want to help people that don't have anything and just starting their savings journey. So we do have a company that we're able to payroll direct if you can save $100 a month and start your savings journey. So there is something for that. The other part of what's out there now is that before you could not start a child with a retirement vehicle before the age of 18. Now they're offering the opportunity to parents that if you want to invest on day one, you can actually pay your whole child's retirement before they even graduate college. So there's so many great options. I just advise people to get their education. If you want to just talk to us for a free consultation, you're more than welcome. But please be educated in this space. There's a lot of volatility with our markets. Our economy is not stable. So in a non-stable economy, I just tell people to be educated in what they're doing. And these are just the different ways we help people with leveraging, business funding, and properties, which I already talked about. So if you have
So,
any questions, yes, go ahead, TK.
yeah, I was gonna say the learning curve here, because I'm sure a lot of people never went to school to learn annuities, right? So the quick learning that I want you to take away when you talk about the stock market, you talk about your traditional stuff that they give you at work, your retirement stuff, anything with a code in front of it, 40, those are just IRS codes. So when you talk about all these different numbers, those are IRS codes. And those retirement plans are going to be taxed. So the difference between the fixed index annuity and the coded tax stuff that they give you at work is a fixed index annuity, number one, is not on the stock market. I want you guys to learn the difference. It comes with what's called principal protection, which means zero loss. So if you've never ever been taught that there's a zero loss account, I just taught you something. This is a zero loss account. So this is the reason why ultra rich people use fixed index annuities. This is what separates the haves from the have-nots. Two
Yes.
things. Why does Warren Buffett have a fixed index annuity? Number one, the zero loss, so that you get some of the upside potential, but none of the downside risks. Number two is tax deferred growth. So that means that as the interest comes into your account, it's deferred. And you can also, Shantae already told you, set it up to be tax free. Whether you do a Roth conversion or you put it in a trust, there's methods to make it tax free. So those are the two number one reasons. The third reason that this comes with income for life. So I want you guys to understand this difference. Income for life means they will pay you till 114 years old. Your pension, your 401 dash anything eventually runs out. The average 401k in America is only 250,000. How long is that going to last you? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Then you end up at Walmart. So it depletes when you start using it, and then eventually it ends up at zero. The difference with a fixed index annuity is that it continues to pay you. If you're still breathing and you're not 114, it continues to pay you. So I want you to learn something today. The difference between off market and on market. When it's not on the stock market, you have zero loss. And you have a contract that says it income for life. And because it's growing tax deferred, it means that you don't have to worry about the 1099K or the 1099 INT because of the fact that it's going to be tax deferred and you can make it tax free. So think about that. Think about because some people say, well, I have a 400,000 in my 401k. Okay, taxes. And of course, depletes to zero when you start using it. This is the reason why people use a fixed index annuity. So if you didn't know that, welcome to the new world of zero loss, not on the stock market, pay income for life. And then, of course, you have the ability for that tax deferred and could be tax free. Go ahead, Shantae.
All right, thank you so much, TK, for that. So yeah, please do your due diligence. I always say the onus is in the investor. This vehicle is something I'm going to keep talking about throughout the year, due to everything that's happening and the tax changes and the laws. Everything he said is correct. When I taught my tax school, I always talked about the legislations that are passed on a regular basis. Know the history of why a vehicle was created. I know the legislation and teach it what behind when what Social Security was created. Social Security was not meant to be the long-term end all fix that people depend on today. The Revenue Act of 1978 is what created the 401ks. That legislation came from a high tax environment where CEOs and high income earners, they were getting taxed up to 70% of their income in those particular years. So they were meant to defer taxes to a time like now where all the baby boomers and everybody are retiring to pay low taxes on the money they earn in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, so on and so forth. So you just need to understand the vehicle. Annuities have been around since they funded Greek wars, 2,000 years. It's like gold, but they have evolved and it's always changing. So that's why you should get educated. We bring experts on here to talk about everything. 401k plans, it could be crypto, it could be any type of investment, even gold and silver. I have clients that invest in a little bit of everything. But the goal is to be educated, understand, and know how to leverage it and work it to work to your advantage. So at the end of the day, it is your life, it's your business, it's your plan. We're just here to help. If you want to get in contact with us, you can scan our QR code here. We're more than happy to schedule a meeting in this QR code. You can say schedule a free meeting. We'll just have a conversation. If you've seen any resources today that can help you, we can help you and navigate you and direct you to your needs. But thank you so much, TK. And this is what we're talking about today. So last and not least, the wonderful and phenomenal Janine Warwick has joined us. And she is the founder and CEO of JL Administrative Services. She is just going to give an overview of this. She does a wide wealth of things for business owners and individuals. She is just phenomenal. And I'm looking forward to having a long-lasting relationship and for her to share her insights and information that can help others. You can go ahead and take it away.
Well, thank you so much for that intro. I feel too special now. You guys, I'm just so honored to be in a room with such powerful business owners. So I just want to say thank you so much, very much for the opportunity to present and speak with your community, TK and Shantae. I really appreciate that. So my name again, Janine Warwick. I'm the owner of JL Administrative Services. I'm located in Snellville, Georgia, which is part of the Metro Atlanta area. And so what we do at JL Administrative Services, we kind of look at it as a one-stop solution, support solutions. So we help small business owners anywhere from like startups all the way to larger corporations that's needing administrative support. We also do networking and business strategy sessions with our clients, helping them grow. And we do a little bit of IT support. But the main and most funnest thing and most rewarding for me is we do business plan and grant writing services. So with my business, I have a team that we are sitting here, we're working with nonprofits and we work with for-profit organizations. And we're helping them with writing a comprehensive funding ready business plan. And we're also helping them with grant writing. So if there's anyone out here that's like, I think I want to get a grant, but I'm not sure what to do, we help you with that. We are not only helping you apply for for-profit businesses and for nonprofits, there's a lot of private grants out there, but we also write federal grants, which if I know really like a hot item. People will love federal funding. And so we do federal writing and national grants. So there's a large array of grants that you can apply for. And so we help all these organizations with them. So we'll help you write a business plan. We'll write that plan for you. If you have one already, no problem. We will sit and we will help you. We will research the grants for you, whatever kind that you're looking for. Not only that, then we will then write the grant application for you. You have control of all of this information, all of this process, because everything comes back to you for approval. And then at the end, if you say, okay, this is great, we love what you wrote, we then apply for the grant and we submit it on your behalf. And we show you proof of submission. So we are here to help these businesses out here. I mean, there's a lot of free money out here. And if you're needing help, please let us help you. We want to be here to help you grow your businesses. So I probably blabbered on a little bit too much. So, but if you have any time you want to have a talk about this, if you're kind of like thinking, I don't know, maybe I want to do this, maybe not. Is it really that hard? Yeah. Grant writing can be very hard because you need to be very strong with your writing. So sometimes people will be like, oh, I know how to do it. You may not have your business plan right. You may not, so you apply for it, but your writing isn't strong enough. So your idea might be awesome. Everything is in place, but that writing, you've got to make it impactful and powerful and persuasive so that when these people are coming in and looking at your application, they're going, oh, okay, yeah, this person, we need to award them the grant to help them, whatever it is that you're needing it for, operations support, whatever. So if you have any questions at all, you just want to talk, feel free to connect with me after this event. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And by the way, this is a great time to apply for grants because in January, February, that's when everybody is like hitting it. We're trying to applying for grants. So right now it's kind of on the quiet side. So apply. This is the best time. So anyways, I just thank you so much, TK and Shantae, for this opportunity to share with your community again. We're here to educate and help you. We're not trying to take away. We want to help you. We want to see you succeed. So thank you again so very much.
Oh, thank you so much. Go ahead.
I will add that we are so impressed with her services. She will be on our website as a strategic partner, and you will be able to click straight into her services. Because like I said, we always want to add. We always want to add to you, strengthen your economic base. So keep in mind that all of our strategic partners you've seen here tonight are already on our website, and then her services will be added soon.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Janine. I love you. Looking forward to a wonderful working relationship. And now I am going to open the floor. She is our last panelist speaker for the night. If anybody has any questions, myself, Johnny, and Janine are still here. I would like to direct it to Janine. So if anybody has questions for her on the call, can you please raise your hand and we'll call on you one by one if you have questions. And I'll also apologize to everybody today. The chat, for some reason, is not working. I wasn't able to get it to work. So I will definitely ask that you can unmute yourselves at this time. We can go one by one. If you have a question, I want to take the questions for Janine or anybody else here on the panel first. And then I would like you, when you address who you are, what you do, and so that way we can support you as well. All right, I have Star Fury. Go ahead, Star. You can unmute yourself.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. This message, my name is Star Fury. I have a space technology organization, a couple for-profit, nonprofit. This question is for Ms. Janine Warwick. As far as your services for grants, can you it's two questions. One, where does your service range? And two, what is your beginning to end? Can you give more elaborate on that? Or do you just, like, for instance, I hired a grant writer 7 years ago. She said she was going to help me, and then I paid close to $2,000, and she just came up with the paperwork and said, okay, you go search for here's a list of places you apply. So how do you do that process? Thank you.
Oh, wow. I am so sorry that happened, Star. No, that is not how we work. So first, before we even do anything, we want to make sure that you're grant ready. So we're going to go through, do you have an LLC? Do you have a website? Do you have a business plan? So there are some things that you need. You have an EIN set up, a bank account. So before you can even apply, you have to have some things in process. Once we have that established, that you have that in process, we do have a service where we will only research grants for you and give you 3 to 5 grants, and then you can apply for that yourself. Here you go. But with the service that we encourage people, because my team is amazing. I just want to toot a little horn, but they're amazing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take, and you tell us, what are you looking for? What are you looking for the grant for? Find that out. And then we're going to then research all of the grants, a whole list of grants that are saying, okay, this is what you're looking for. We're going to then come back to you and say, hey, Star, these are the list of grants that we have found. Would you like to apply? Which ones would you like to apply for? And if you said, okay, well, I want to apply for this one and this one. Okay, fine. We will then write the plan, the application for you. Okay. Then we're going to come back to you and say, hey, Star, this is the application. What do you think? Would you like, you can have edits. You say, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. We'll make the necessary edits before we submit that. Once you approve what we have written, then we will go and actually submit that on your behalf, and then send you proof of submission that we have actually applied for this grant on your behalf. That's what the entire process from start to finish. We are not going to just give you a list and say, good luck. Absolutely not. No. We want to make sure that you are equipped to successfully apply for these grants. So we're not gonna leave you hanging, Star. Nope. I hope that answered your question.
Star, you there?
Yes, it did. Thank you so much. Yes, it did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much for the question, Star. And while you're talking, I would like for you to tell everybody in the room what you do, the services you provide, and how people can get in contact to support what you're doing out here.
My name is Star Fury. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I started with Star Fury. We're first veteran minority space technology company here in the DMV area in Washington, D.C. We launched Star Furians to help kids understand how to get jobs in space. And we are launching a new, next year, our new academy, which, we're still working on with the help of Shante and TK. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Star. You got a whole lot more to offer, but I won't toot your horn into next month. Tell them what you're getting next month is really huge and big in the space industry.
Oh, can I say one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Besides Star, I want to say thank you for your service. I come from a military family. My father was Air Force, and my husband was retired Air Force. So thank you. But I want to say we do give a 15% discount for veterans and their spouses and their families. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right, thank you for that, Janine. And we do have other veteran resource partners and people out there that would appreciate that. So thank you so much. So does anybody else have any questions geared towards Janine, Johnny, or any of us before we go in and finish and finalize this meeting? Anybody have questions?
I don't have a question, but a comment. As I'm listening to Janine, you know, sometimes in Star situation, this is why I love this format, and I don't think that people really understand how powerful this format is. A lot of people will hear somebody say, "I do this," and then they'll go connect with them because they say, "I do this." But I've heard Shante say in the past, what's their track record of doing what they do? Do they do it? Is that the only thing that they do? Do they do a part-time spare time? Is it a hobby for them? Or do they eat by what they do? And I can tell by listening to Janine, I got excited when she started talking, even I wasn't even asking her the question, because what she said about her process is what we don't ask before we pull somebody into a process. So we never ask them, how do you do it and why do you do it? We just say, do you do it? And they're like, yeah, I can do it. And that's how you end up with somebody where you're giving them a lot of money, but you're getting very little value for the money you're giving them. So I thought about that when I'm listening to Star's question and Janine's answer. And Janine, you answered it so great, so well. I
Oh,
loved it.
thank you so much, Johnny. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. And any other questions or comments? This is at this point, we're in an open forum. So just like what Johnny said, this is why we want people to ask questions. These things are important. What you're thinking may be the question that everybody needs to hear the answer to. They're very important. I've been in service industry a long time. What he said is really important. Who you connect with and who can help you with the services you need to move forward. All right. Anybody else want to just openly speak, introduce themselves, talk about their business or what they want to do? Go ahead, TK.
No, I was just going to say that I really want you guys to take something away from this. This is recorded. We will have it on our website and also on our digital business cards. I always have the replay of the previous month's webinar because we do this every single month. But I really want you guys to be fruitful and take something away. If you didn't know someone like Andrew that can help you with funding, if you didn't know someone that can help you with grant writing, if you didn't know that there's a private pension that's outside of your job that can pay you till 114, if you didn't know that there's legal services that fill in the gap between a $400 an hour attorney and just simple attorney needs that maybe you just have questions you want answered. See, that's a gap that Legal Shield can fill. So if you didn't know, I really want you guys to take something away from this tonight event where you have an economic resource that empowers you. If you didn't know about the big beautiful bill and the $70 raise that you can get and the $700 per employee that you can get, right? If you didn't know about that, I want you to take something away, all right?
All right. And I'm gonna give one more chance for anybody that just wants to talk about, you don't even have to be a business owner. You can just have an idea. You could belong
I'll
to,
I'll say something. My name is William Holmes. I'm a business owner. I own two businesses. I own a clothing brand that I started in 2021. And last year of November, I started my own credit repair and business funding like company because when I started my clothing brand, I'm a college dropout. When I started my clothing brand, I got stuck. I got stuck in like business. Everybody in here probably has felt like they've been stuck before. And I didn't like the feeling of being stuck and I wanted more knowledge and everything. So I did my due diligence and did my research. And I ended up starting my own credit repair and business funding company in November of last year. And now I have an assistant actually have two assistants working for me. Um, and I'm in the process of just trying to grow and meeting more people. And there was a lot of valuable information on here. I just wanted to tap in and say that, and I am definitely going to use the resources and book a call with everyone probably just to use our resources and expand because that's what you do in business. If you don't do that, you won't move anywhere. You'll stay stagnant.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you spoke up. That is so awesome. We definitely would love to learn more about what you do. What we're doing here is an organic community. It's not just about the speakers giving the information, but what you just did could encourage somebody else. We have all been stuck. I can tell you that. I was the person in my 20s trying to figure it out. I was told to go to college, get a job.
Yep.
And there was no blueprint on how to do and what to do.
And that's
So.
crazy because that's what I named my business. My business is called Business Blueprint Enterprise. That's the name of my business.
Oh, perfect. That sounds like we got a lot of synergy here. And we definitely encourage you, please give us a call. We would like to see how we can not only support you in your business and help you with all of the things that we talked about today, but how can we work together to help others? So if
Yeah.
you have the same mindset, business blueprint, wow. I call it the checklist of have a one-stop shop and getting all of your sources in one place. So,
Yeah,
hey.
exactly. We encourage you to do that because I don't know why the chat's not working, but normally in these monthly meetings, what we do is tell you to post your business information in the chat. And then once everybody leaves, they can just save the chat and then they have a point of reference for you. But one thing that we're strongly about is collaborative efforts between companies, because I can tell you that the one percenters own shares in everybody's company.
hmm
Okay, they cross place in everybody's project. There was a 12-year-old girl that went viral on YouTube that proved it as a science project. They all own shares in each other's company. The solo dolo stuff is only done by us.
Yep. And Janine, I need to talk to you also because I have a lady. She has a nonprofit in Alabama, not Alabama. I think it's Mississippi or Alabama. I think it's Mississippi. And I actually got like her website together. I got her a 1-800 number and like the things that you said you need to do to, get grants and things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I haven't we haven't moved like she doesn't understand all of that. So I've done that, but it's now time for her to move on to get grants and things like that. She actually
Mm-hmm.
was featured on HGTV and everything. Like her
Oh,
school is called Unlimited Dreams. So Janine, I
I-
will be in contact with you
you know
so I
what?
can get you
I
in
saw
touch
that
with her.
episode.
Yes, you did?
Yeah, I watch
Yeah, that's
HGTV. I know who
yeah.
you're talking about.
Her
oh
name's
my
Amanda.
goodness.
She's one of my credit clients.
Oh,
Awesome.
Wow.
hmm
wow.
Small world.
I saw that episode. You know I'm a HGTV fan. Oh my God. I know who you're talking about.
Yep,
That is so perfect. That's the reason why we do this.
Mm-hmm.
that's my
Hey,
credit
Janine.
client, and she paid me to get her website and things together. I got her 1-800 number and all things like that. But yeah, I need to talk to you also, Janine.
Janine
Absolutely.
and
I
William, y'all
love
need
to
to talk to
help.
Carmen Booker too, because she deals from the legal standpoint of nonprofits. And
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Janine, you and Carmen take the same people without doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, absolutely.
Like when I'm listening to it, because that's what I'm used to. I'm like, man, y'all, like, if nobody else got anything, you two should get something out of today.
I'm definitely gonna connect with you, Janine.
Yeah,
I
I'll send
got
all my
the
credit people to you. I don't want to do it anymore. That's the work together.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
and
yeah, my process is seamless.
okay,
Seamless.
perfect.
Love it.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I say, everyone is on our website at the very bottom where it says key strategic partners. So that's another point of access. Okay.
Yes, I will
So William, look
definitely
me
be
up
in
because I
contact.
want to talk to you too. I know I want to talk to you about something different, but it's just amazing how, because you guys spoke up, you can see there's more activity right now than there was for the last hour, just simply because somebody spoke up and said something.
yes.
Yeah, don't be shy. We're open here. I don't care if you don't have a business now. I was getting ready to say next. If anybody, even if you don't have your business or you just have a dream, an idea, you're an employee of a company and you're trying to figure out how to translate that into maybe starting a business, or maybe you have a lot to bring to the table, or you're with an organization that can need your help, just speak up. You never know. I saw somebody, Ethio Media. Are you here? Would you like to say something and introduce yourselves to us? I also see Michelle Bell on the call. Would you like to introduce yourself and just talk to us?
Hi, good evening. This is Michelle Bell. I didn't know if you saw me or not.
Mhm.
Good evening, everyone. My business is Coordinated Care Solutions LLC. And what we do is we help our clients pretty much, I like to say, navigate the healthcare system. It is a very customized service we offer our clients, whether it be they're looking for a new medical provider or they're dealing with a health problem, or even someone without a health problem who just needs assistance tracking their physicians and healthcare needs. So again, we focus on care coordination and support services that help individuals navigate the healthcare system more effectively. So I'm there as support for either the patient or the patient's family. I like to, this is a big deal to me. I had one of my clients, it took us 6 months for him to finally be approved for a lung transplant. When we met, he had given up on life, sold his cars, quit his jobs. Um, I also help people bring people into their home for home health, or finding them a facility for nursing care. Again, everything is customized. So I've been in business 2 years, and this evening I have been very inspired, very excited. It's a lot of information, and I have to admit I am more than a bit overwhelmed, but I definitely see a change in my future with this. And I mentioned to Shantae, I also have a nonprofit that I set up and put away a year ago. So maybe next month I'll be ready to talk about that. So thank you, everyone who spoke. Again, this is very inspiring. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Michelle. I'm glad that you spoke up. And like I said to you before, I'm looking forward to be able to not just work with you on your journey, but we want to build up your business. We want to be able to be a part and support in your endeavors. What you're doing is very important. And we all know people that can use and need your services in this world. Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
And
you,
you.
Shantae.
I will encourage you guys to please follow us on Eventbrite. We do this every single month. So if you want to keep up with our class schedule, even if we add additional services or additional in-person events, it's always on Eventbrite.
All right. So thank you, Michelle.
Um,
Isaiah,
um, my name is Frey. We meet Chantal today in the job fair. I spoke with you about my plan. I don't have a business right now, and you shared to me the webinar and the information. Thank you for that. I am planning to have a cleaning business. If you remember me.
yes, I do.
Yes. Yeah, it's very, I mean, um, I get a lot of information. It's very helpful. and I'm happy to be here. I hope we will work together.
Absolutely. We thank you for having you. I'm appreciative that we had our synergy today and we can talk and work forward going together. Now you get to see some of the partners that we have. You have people here that can aid you on each step of your journey. So you're in good hands with Allstate with us. So we're organic. Don't be afraid to speak up. We want to all support you. And then when you get your business up and going, we want to make sure we send customers your way and build up and support you as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right,
What
take
type
care.
of cleaning business?
Window cleaning and general cleaning.
I have 25 years in that industry.
Wow.
Residential, commercial cleaning, any kind of cleaning you think of, mold cleanup, fire cleanup. So yeah, stay in contact with us because I probably could give you more advice on what you need to do than most people you're going to run into.
Okay, great, sure. Thank you so much.
Wow, perfect. This is why we do this. This section is for connecting. See, right there, there's a mentor, somebody here that's already done it, has the experience, and can help with guidance. And I'm urging anybody and imploring anybody, don't be shy. We're all friends here tonight. So you see, just by her speaking up, somebody here on the call that has experience in exactly what she wants to do. Before we leave off, does anybody else want to speak up, introduce themselves, talk about their journey or what they're working on? All right. Going once, going twice. Don't be shy. You might miss your blessing. But I'm
I
glad.
have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Michelle, do you help people also navigate through the Medicare system?
I have. I'll say not with my own business, but in the past I have. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's tough.
Because, yeah, and I hear that. And so I know a lot of people say that they'll help people navigate through it or getting the supplemental plans. And I'm just like, that just sounds like that's just too much for me to be worrying about. I need somebody to help manage this. So,
yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to know in case anybody asks, I'll send some people to you.
Thank
Yes.
you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Thank you.
Michelle and William, I apologize. Our chat is not working tonight, but since you guys spoke up and you told us the business services you offer, there could be somebody on the call that can benefit. So if you could just verbally give people the best way to reach you, whether you have a social media, direct phone number, or email, can you just give it out real quick so people can write it down or any of our panelists want to reach out to you?
My website is businessblueprintenterprise.com. I have a Calendly link on the bottom, and you can book a call with me. It's free. For my credit services, and my clothing brand is called carelessdetroit.com. And it's the same thing on all my socials too.
Okay, great. And then make sure, William, you do book a meeting with us as well on that link that we put to everything. Were you able to scan the QR code that we had
I
earlier?
booked it already. I booked it for tomorrow.
Oh, what's their time available tomorrow? Hold on. Oh, wait, what time?
8:45
Oh my gosh.
p.m. Same time as now.
Can we reschedule only because we're coming from a better event tomorrow? I don't want to miss your appointment. If you have
Sure.
availability on Friday or Saturday or Monday, we have availability then. Can you reschedule?
Okay. Yeah, I can reschedule it.
Oh, well,
That's
that was
fine.
right on time. You said tomorrow. Okay, great. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't want to do that late because I don't want to risk the back of missing your appointment when I'm leaving the other event. So we'll talk whatever next day you schedule. I'm looking forward to it, and I definitely need your help. So we'll talk.
Okay,
Yes,
I
for
am here.
sure.
All
And
right.
William,
then
can you go in
there
the
was
Q&A and put your website in the Q&A? I know
Yeah,
everybody won't see it, but the panelists can
I'm
see
doing it right
'cause I want to
now.
write it down.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
perfect. And then there was one more business that, can you do the same thing? Can you put
Michelle,
your,
for coordinated care services. Yes. Can you do
yeah,
the same thing?
Sure. I'll put it in there. Yep. I'll put it in. Thank you.
Yeah.
that way, yeah, some people can reach out to you. Because normally we just have you put it in the chat. For some reason, it's
Yeah.
not letting
And Johnny,
everybody
you're
do.
my tech support, so we'll have to do stuff earlier next time. I didn't expect that not to work. So
Yeah,
we'll
normally you
navigate it.
just,
Yes.
you just click a button, but today the button didn't work.
Yes.
All right, so we
All right, I
appreciate you
got you.
guys. We understand your time is valuable, but we also want to give you something that you can take away. And everything we talked about tonight, including the people that's been featured here, are all on our website. Our website is masterwealthbuildersllc.com. That will allow you to go directly to their site, meaning their phone numbers, their emails, everything is there. So you can directly reach out to every single panelist that you've heard tonight. And we will also add our new feature partner.
Okay, and so everybody that's on here, if you weren't here the entire time, we'll make sure you get a copy of today's recording once we put it on YouTube. So that way, if you need to go back, get more information, and you miss something, you can go back and rewatch it and also share it with others. All right?
All right, well, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate all of you. Please keep in mind that we do this every single month. Follow us on Eventbrite to see our schedule, because sometimes we do hybrids where it's online and it's also in person. So yes, and then invite other people, please. This is a very organic support network where we want to give you resources. That's our whole goal, is to amplify your business, give you resources. And then I think someone already said it tonight. It's really about you having a higher level of knowledge, the stuff that you didn't know about that can probably change your future.
Absolutely. And then we always have different topic matters, different things. So, we want to bring more resources to you. We're going to introduce different things you may not know about or know about, just to improve and broaden your options. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, tonight. Thank you to all of my wonderful panelists, my partners, my future partners on joining us tonight. And we just want to move forward in 2026. And yes, we won't be seeing you to next year unless you're meeting with me tomorrow or the day after or before 2026. But until then, happy holidays to all, to you and your families. Everybody be blessed. Have a happy new year. Be safe out here. And let's just work together to get to that next level, whatever our goals are from 2026 and beyond. Be blessed. Take care, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Good
wonderful
night.
night.
Thank you.